This is the EDIKANI Electric Bike, and the look screams rugged. The frame is thick aluminum with a semi-integrated battery along the down tube, a long rear swing arm, and 26 by 4-inch fat tires that fill the fork and rear triangle. The color is black with blue accents. The hydraulic brake lines are neatly routed, and the full suspension setup gives it that big travel stance. In my hands it feels substantial, and on the ground it has that planted, ready-to-work vibe. From my experience unboxing and setting it up, it arrives about 95% assembled. I mounted the front wheel, handlebar, pedals, and adjusted the fenders and rack. The tools are in the box, which is handy. I still took my time to true the front rotor, check the rear derailleur alignment, torque the stem, and inflate the tires to the right pressure. It's not complicated if you've worked on bikes before, but it does take patience. The packaging did its job, though I still checked for scuffs and made sure the battery locked and unlocked smoothly with the included keys. If you're brand new, I'd plan a slow first setup or ask a local shop to give it a once-over. Key features that stood out right away are the full suspension, the dual hydraulic disc brakes, and the color LCD. Full suspension means there's a shock up front and a shock in the rear, so the bike soaks up bumps from both ends. The lockout on the fork lets me twist a dial to make the fork firm for smooth roads so I don't waste energy bobbing while pedaling. The hydraulic brakes use fluid pressure for stopping. They have better feel and power than typical cable brakes, which is important on a fast, heavy e-bike. The display is bright, easy to read in sunlight, and shows speed, battery, trip, and assist level. A small thing I really liked, the phone holder with USB charging on the bars. It kept my phone secure while I used it for maps and topped the battery off on longer rides. On the road, the motor feels strong. It's rated 1,000 watts nominal with up to 2,000 watt peak, and that peak is what you feel when you punch the thumb throttle from a stop. Torque is that immediate shove you get, and this bike delivers it in spades. I'm about average height and weight, and it pulled me quickly up to traffic speed. On flat pavement using pedal assist, I've seen the speedometer touch the mid-30s mph, and that matches the 35 miles per hour claim when conditions are right. Pedal assist, or pass, means the motor helps only when I'm turning the pedals. Throttle only means I don't need to pedal, I just push the lever. Using low PS levels stretches range. Using throttle heavily burns through it quicker. The battery in my unit is the 19.2 Ah pack, and the listing notes about 840 watt-hours of energy. Think of watt-hours like the size of the gas tank. On mixed terrain, Pass 1-2, with me pedaling casually, I logged rides around the 50 to 70 mile mark before I needed to charge. On throttle-heavy rides with hills, I was more in the 25 to 40 mile range. In my opinion, the range is solid for a bike this powerful, and the removable battery is clutch. I liked being able to pull it and charge indoors while leaving the bike in the garage. The fat tires are 4 inches wide, and they change how the bike rides. Lower pressure lets the big volume conform to bumps and sand, which adds comfort and traction. Higher pressure rolls quicker on pavement. On dirt and gravel, the wide contact patch lets the bike float where narrow tires would dig. On sand and snow, they keep momentum and stability. If you're new to fat tires, I'd start around the mid-teens in PSI off-road and mid-20s on pavement, then tune from there. The suspension works well with the tires. I set the fork and rear shock a bit firmer than factory to keep the bike from wallowing when I stand and pedal. The shock-absorbing saddle and the seat post with travel also help on long days. It doesn't feel like a nimble trail whip. It feels like a confident all-terrain cruiser that steamrolls chatter and lets me ride longer with less body fatigue. Braking deserves a mention. The dual hydraulic discs have predictable bite. After bedding in the pads, a few controlled hard stops to heat cycle them, they hauled me down from 30 miles per hour with room to spare. Modulation, the ability to feather and fine-tune braking, is good, which matters when you're descending on loose surfaces. The controls are straightforward. Shimano 7-speed shifting is familiar, and the thumb throttle is easy to reach without moving my hand. The light package is better than I expected. The headlight throws a clean beam, and the rear tail light can change colors and patterns with a button, which is great for visibility. The horn is loud enough to get attention in traffic. The rear cargo rack is stout and makes carrying a bag or small groceries simple. Full fenders do their job in rain and mud. Small details like the kickstand placement, clear of the crank when backpedaling, show that someone thought through daily use. There are a few trade-offs. The bike weighs a little over 60 pounds. That stability is awesome while riding, but it's a handful if you need to carry it upstairs or lift it onto a tall car rack. The frame size and overall stance favor average to taller riders. Shorter riders can still make it work with seat adjustments, but the bike's footprint is big and it feels long and tall. Steering isn't quick in tight switchbacks. This is more of a powerful explorer than a flickable trail bike. Assembly is approachable, yet not plug and play. I'd schedule time to get everything dialed. From my experience, hill climbing is where this thing shines. I pointed it at steep grades on pavement and loose gravel, and it just motored up without drama. The combination of torque, fat tire grip, and suspension traction control makes it feel like climbing is a non-issue. That said, with any high-speed e-bike, I keep an eye on local rules. Many areas limit throttle speed on shared paths. I set the top speed in the display when I'm riding city trails and open it up only where it's allowed. It's perfect for the rider who wants one machine to commute during the week and explore on weekends. The 330-pound max load, sturdy rack, and long range make it a practical hauler for errands. The power and comfort make rough roads less tiring, so rides that used to feel long now feel easy. If you're coming from a regular mountain bike, this will feel heavier, but it will also make routes that were once too far or too steep feel totally doable. I'd recommend this for adventurous commuters, larger riders who appreciate a solid frame and strong brakes, and anyone who values comfort and traction on mixed terrain. If your routine involves stairs or you need a super light, quick-handling bike for tight single-track, this might not be the best fit. If you want big power, big range, and a ready-to-ride kit with lights, fenders, rack, horn, and display all included, it checks a lot of boxes. In my opinion, the value is strongest in the complete package. You're getting a 1,000-watt motor with 2,000-watt peak punch, a removable high-capacity battery, hydraulic brakes, full suspension with a lockout fork, true fat tires, and a color display with an included phone mount and charging. Those are the things I end up adding to other bikes later. Here, they're already on the bike, and they're matched to the frame. In conclusion, the EDIKANI Electric Bike feels like a confident, power-forward, all-terrain e-bike that trades a bit of agility for stability, speed, and comfort. It's easy to live with day-to-day once you accept the weight, and it's a blast when you open it up on open roads or fire roads. Charging is simple, the range is legit if you use pedal assist, and the brakes and lights make fast riding feel controlled and safe. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I'm planning more mixed surface rides because it makes those long routes feel shorter. If this video helped, subscribe for more honest ride tests and simple setup tips, and drop a comment with your questions or what you want to see next. Thank you for watching.